Hey everybody, welcome to the episode about pruning vegetables at Tapley Garden. And today I want to introduce you to a couple people. So today we have the camera girl and our two youth leaders, Josh and Agnes, and the main leader over here, Sister Anna, aka the master of the gardening.
Thank you, Anthony. I don't know necessarily if I'm the master of the garden, but I appreciate that level of confidence. And Anthony started us out. We have our fantastic master gardeners right here in the house. And today we're going to be talking about giving our plants, our vegetable plants, pruning, which is basically like, it's like a haircut, right, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah, so we talked a little bit about why we want to prune our tomatoes and our peppers and our eggplant. What's one reason we'd want to do that? What's the what does it do for the plant? Go right ahead, Egg.
So pruning the plants can help against the plant getting fungus. So when you prune at the bottom of the plant close to the dirt, when you water it, it helps for when you water it, the dirt does not splash back on the plant and it collects bacteria.
That's right. And Josh he's rocking those waves today. Pruning is really, what else will it do for the vegetables that we harvest, and we're going to be harvesting soon?
So essentially, like Sister Anna said, like my hair, it's sort of like hair kind of. If you prune the vegetables, it allows the vegetable to grow better and grow bigger and stronger because it allows all the nutrients and stuff to go to the stem and go into the vegetable rather than the leaves coming out of it.
All right. So we're actually going to do two demonstrations today. One on tomatoes, which most people do. And tomatoes, as we can tell by our beautiful, it's really pretty, right, y'all?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really big and out of control, right?
Yes.
So we're going to try and get it in control. So since Josh has a pruning tool, hold up your clippers. And I have a pruning tool. We're going to demonstrate real quick how to prune back. And notice I said prune back your tomato bushes. People do this also with their shrubs and with berry bushes. Again, it also produces more. So those of us who get our hair trimmed, we get a better hairdo. Young men that get their hair cut, you come back, man, you got those waves going like our man Josh did. All right, so Josh, if you can get on one side of me, and if you can come a little closer, Beth, with the camera. As you can see, we have all these things popping up, right? So it may look like, oh my God, they're killing the plant. No, we're just going to cut it back a little. Now, I'm going to take these tomatoes off now so that they can ripen off the vine, because I'm going to cut this off to take that pressure off. And Agnes, if you can hold those for me, thank you. And right here, we want this to go away. I know people are groaning, ah! And then we're gonna cut this off, because there's a main stem that I want, and it's right here. And I'm gonna cut this one down, right here in the middle. I don't need that. I'm gonna pull that up, okay? And then we'll tie this one back. And Anthony, behind you, if I can have the twister. This is what they call a tomato tie. We're gonna tie this up a little bit, and then I'm gonna trim some more. So Josh, while I'm tying this, why don't you hit these little ones at the bottom? So we're doing a little surgery here on our friend. Okay. And then if you can also cut these two off at the top, because we don't necessarily need that. And we can cut this one here too, right here. These develop from what's called a sucker. And it's just what it sounds like. It's a little branch that starts in the crevice. And Josh, you can keep clipping as much as you can at the bottom, because we want to get all those little ones out that we don't need. And sometimes you have to do this a couple of times on the tomatoes. Okay, so that's looking better. Let's get these little leaves here. And then we'll move on. So yes, our plant has greatly shrunk, but we'll see in a couple of weeks the tomatoes that come will be bigger than the tomatoes that Agnes has in her hands. Now we're going to move on to our eggplant, because we do the same thing with all of our plants. We give them a haircut. So here we see the eggplant starting to develop out of the flower. And if you remember, I think, Anthony, you might know this. We call this what family of plants?
I forgot.
It happens when we go to sleep. Think about evening and then night, right? It's a nightshade. So this is part of the nightshade family. I want to get these leaves like this, because I really don't need them. I want all the power to go into these flowers so that we get big eggplant. There we go.
Nice.
And I'll leave that down there as a way to shield it and keep it shielded from the sun and keep the weeds from coming up. Same thing here. Now, Josh, you can come and do this one. You're going to prune it right here. Now, even though we have it in the cage, you see how it's going every which way? The more we prune it, it'll stay within the cage.
Did I cut all the way right here?
Yeah, right at that joint. Okay. There you have it. So that's pretty simple. So we're going to spend the rest of our time today giving all of our plants a little haircut so that we can get some nice big tomatoes like what Agnes has in her hands. And pretty soon, those tomatoes will turn red and they'll be in our salsa next week. So keep pruning, keep growing, and join us next week when we have some cooking demos for us. Thank you so much.